Temples of My Familiar um, is about the intersections of my identity, the diverse visual languages in my artwork, and the narratives they reference. The title is definitely borrowed from the Alice Walker novel, The Temple of My Familiar, 1989, which is a womanist narrative about several Black women of color and their evolutionary process to know thyself, their identity, and their struggle for happiness within a patriarchal system. For my work, I came to a point where I was told I needed to create some work for an exhibit that was happening in Miami, and I tend to collect things, and even if I don't use them as a whole in relationship, or or take them to a completed form throughout the years, if I like it, if there's something that speaks to me within that work, I literally put it aside, organize them, keep them in compartments, and put them aside. So after a period of time, I decided that these parcels, these parts that have been collected over years, began to talk to me, and they began to say, "We need to. You need to do something with us." And so that's what I did with this work. I chose the title because of the distinct visual reference my sculptural and geometrical like renderings took on once I inverted them. They became temples, and this fascinated me because symbolically they represented my not only my sculptural works but my public artwork, and it's one of the ways that this career that I've been able to make happen. It's one of the ways that they've done so, through my public artwork. They became temples, a place of spiritual practice, sacrifice in which I could place my familiars, my visual languages, a place where they could be rerouted, reformulated, and take on a new life of their own. Being an artist has facilitated a very specific type of data collection, visual documentation, analysis, and a vast array of methods of expression and personal exploration regarding issues that concern me. During a recent journey through past work, contemplations, beginnings, and endings, I encountered fragments of myself. And when I think about it, I've never really counted how many either series or public artwork or stops and starts that I have attempted throughout this here art life that I've led. But encountering all of these slivers of work, it was like encountering slivers or memories of self, which each one was almost having this different conversation, and whispering to me, make this work, make this happen, complete this story, take these elements and complete this narrative. With the title The Temples of My Familiars, and then has a subtitle, which I just had fun with, literally. For example, one is Gifts from Beyond the Broken Tiki Shoes Going Up HU Hills. And literally, I was walking up because my master's degree is from Howard in painting. And I was walking I swore I was cute, and I had on these tiki shoes, wooden shoes, and they were beautifully beaded. In the side had the Hawaiian a scene carved out. Anyway, those suckers broke. But and I was lucky that I had flip flops in my car, and I was parked close that day because those Howard Hills are no joke in the summer. But the title is, in some sense, it's a play on the gifts that Howard gave me in general, in relationship to artistic theories, and the information, the historical information that I learned about the Black art community in general, and the importance and the reference to the Mecca and some of the phenomenal African artists that are introduced through, and African American artists that are introduced through that program, that I've been able to carry forth, but also the simplicity of your favorite shoes breaking, and you deciding that you can still do this in flip-flops and have to literally walk back to your car with one shoe on. The humility of that, and the grace that I believe that I was able to collect from some of those experiences, and the wealth of artistic knowledge that was imparted to me by Howard University. So, what I absolutely love about this work, this series, is what I'm able to combine in relationship to the layers of information. For example, when I am commissioned to do public artwork, it is usually focuses on a very concrete subject matter, and specific subject matter in relationship to maybe like social justice, or even just color itself, and form, rhythm. But when I'm able to do work on series, on whether it's a personal issue that I'm working through for my own life and bringing it forth through artwork, um, or when it's about something else, I'm able to bring in aspects of, for example, physics, and science, and in this series, I kind of consider myself working through scientific theories, uh, through artistic expression, and sacred geometry, fractals, and abstracted, like these concepts that kind of zoom around in my head on a regular basis, but I'm not always able um, to find ways to implement them through all of my work. So this series allows me that privilege and that joy to research some of the things, and implement them um, that seriously intrigue the brain that is Amber Robles-Gordon. So I really value that.